Begin to show.
What's good, YouTube? Heretic Jones here with another regular everyday normal gamers union video in the division. Today we're doing the daily grind, rank 33 to rank 34. What? Now what the hell happened to rank 32 to rank 33, you might ask? To which I would respond, that's a very good question, fucker. So what I want to explain is that last week with that video, it was just a shit show, and there were all kinds of difficulties and issues, and it didn't end up getting recorded, and there were some issues with dropping frames in the Last Stand video that I uploaded recently, last week or week before, whatever it was. And I think that might have all been tied in together. Anyway, we're back. We got all that shit sorted out, and here we are. So all you're seeing now is rank 33 to 34. So technically this week is rank 32 to 34. So, two for the price of one, a little more bang for your buck. And the other thing that we're dealing with this week is this is another voiceover video. So it's going to be a little bit different, just like it was last week. Now, jumping right into it, one thing that I noticed this week, other than it's St. Paddy's Day, as you can see, I have my festive St. Paddy's Day costume on, all green and orange. So happy St. Paddy's Day for everyone. I guess that was yesterday. I hope you had a safe and fun St. Paddy's Day, whatever you were doing. If you're of legal drinking age, wherever you live, and you enjoyed some of the festivities, I hope you had a good time and got home safe and everything was cool. If not, as far as if you're not of legal drinking age, I hope you still had a good time doing whatever it is you crazy kids do these days. So, something I noticed while I was reading some news on the internet is this article right here. And what I wanted to, I'll put a link to that down in the description, but what I wanted to point out was sometimes when you're having a shit time in your life, and this isn't exactly the healthiest practice to, compare your life to that of others, in any sense, like you don't want to think that you have it so much better than anyone. You don't want to have, you don't want to think that you're so much worse off than anyone else. It's not a healthy practice, and that's why I urge everyone to delete Facebook if they can, because it's just going to drive you bonkers being all up in your head, and all you're going to think about is, how Tom down the street has such a better life and such a hotter wife and better car and bigger house and, a wider screen TV and a better video card and all this bullshit, if you're on Facebook, and you're going to think about how, you're so much, prettier than Susie and so much handsomer than Dave, and you're just better than those people and shittier than those people, and it's just going to fuck you up. So, don't worry about that. Just try and, be the best you that you can be. And it sounds contrite, but it's really good advice. And honestly, just at the end of the day, fuck Facebook, really. Just delete that shit. Fuck it. But that article right there, and I'm going to throw it up again on the screen here just real quick. That article right there is basically a good example of, maybe in spite of not living your life in comparison to that of others, but just gaining some healthy perspective, because when your huge problem is that your, division video didn't record, and you had an awesome voiceover and everything was freaking fantastic, and you're about to make a badass video and then you notice you weren't recording because you're kind of a dumbass sometimes like everyone else. When that's your huge problem, your life is pretty amazing, because at least you didn't die because a garbage avalanche, buried your house because you live in a landfill in freaking Nairobi or wherever the hell that is. and it just gives you a little bit of perspective is all I'm saying. So if you're having a shit day, maybe you're hungover, maybe the chick you went to the party with hooked up with someone else and left with him, and you had to just pick up the bill or something like that. You know what? If that's your huge issue, your life is fucking amazing because you didn't die in a garbage avalanche that buried your house and your whole family. Just saying. Just, food for thought. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is sometimes my wife and I get into awesome conversations because we hang out a lot and we do a lot of shit together, but even when we're not doing anything necessarily specific, we're just hanging out and shooting the shit like you do with your buds and your best friend because we're tight like that. I don't want to like put some sort of cliche label on it or whatever, like we're best friends and all that. There's no wedding picture frame with the date on it, that says today I married my best friend in our house, and none of that bullshit. But we legit just hang out and really enjoy each other's company, and we just crack each other up with the ridiculous conversations that we have. So recently, this topic of conversation that came up was that what would happen if I got in a fight with a raccoon? And it was just this diametrically opposed conversation. I mean, she was way over on this end of the spectrum, and I was way over on the other. Basically, she thought that, her position was that if I fought a raccoon, it would go something like this. In my position, it was just completely the opposite. I was like, no fucking way. You're completely out of your mind. If I fought a raccoon, because I was, thinking there's no contest. I have like, 1,000,000 pounds on it. I can pick it up, and just pound it into raccoon flavored jelly with one hand. It doesn't even fucking matter if it has claws or teeth or rabies or whatever. It would go, something more like this. So, there's just no contest there. It's a wild animal, number one. Okay. It weighs like, if there's some giant like were raccoon, it weighs like 20 pounds maybe, if this is enormous like proto raccoon. Okay. And it has like razor sharp teeth and like razor sharp claws, and it has rabies, and it's used to like foraging and fighting and living in the wild and all that kind of stuff. So that's everything on its side. And everything on my side is that I'm like a fully grown, adult human male that is descended and is still, a primate at the end of the day. And it's like, I can pick that thing up with one hand and like throw it over the horizon, or like, smash it into a rock or the ground or a tree, or even just against my other fist or something like that. I could twist its little head off like, a carton of milk with that ring around it that, lets you're opening a fresh gallon of milk. Like just that sort of shit right there. It doesn't matter at some point how ferocious you are, how many claws you have, how sharp your teeth are, how much batshit crazy rabies you have. It doesn't matter, at some point, because the strength and mass disparity is so huge that it's just so outweighed by that. So we had this crazy argument for like an hour about that, and it just got really silly and was super hilarious and a lot of fun. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well, because I thought that it was hilarious and amazing. And people are like that with all kinds of fucking animals, and I just don't get it. Because there's other animals that you need to respect, that they will fuck you up. Like, you don't fuck with a chimp, not that you're ever going to come across a chimp, you know what I'm saying? But if you did, don't fuck with it. Don't be in the same room as it. Just leave it alone. Like, you know what I mean? Don't fuck with a hippo. Don't fuck with a horse. You know what I mean? A horse could fuck your shit up. A donkey could fuck your shit up. And like, coyotes are kind of on the fence, because I think that a coyote, like, life or death, you could probably take it, but you're not going to come out of it unscathed. And the thing is, you're never going up against one coyote. There's like a pack of them. They're pack hunters, and they're going to clever girl your ass, and you're going to be fucked up. And it doesn't matter if you're like a full grown adult, like, human. A pack of coyotes, I think, could like take you down and stuff like that. And even just one, that would be rough. Or like a fox, shit, son, that would suck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not talking about like in polite society circumstances. I'm talking about life or death here scenario, fighting for your life. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you have anything about the fight for your life versus a raccoon controversy. Anyway, that's rank 34. So as always, keep killing it, and thanks for coming out.